know, more than one scientist has discovered how to propel automobiles with water. I mean, they can do it. They can crack the hydrogen and make it usable immediately. Stanley Meyer, the scientist, did it. Pentagon visited him. He was dead within a week, etc. And there was another story I just ran the other day. A guy in Florida is doing it in a car down there. Okay, George, you go ahead now, please.
Oh, I was going to say is ask Clif about the death of paper assets and also the emergence of new land.
Okay, go ahead. Good. We have 5 minutes.
We've had in our data we've had for a number of years, I believe it was 2003 or something along there, the idea that the undersea floor shape would change such that a large mass of land would pop on up. Kind of for a minute gave us the idea of, we can go on off and homestead, claim for ourselves. It appears that it'll be in the Pacific, but there's also some indication around 90 east, wasn't it, George, in the sub-Indian Ocean?
Right.
How big of a chunk? Catalina Island or bigger?
Oh, no. Gradually, initially it may be only something the size of, say, New Zealand, but gradually very much larger.
Over a period of...
This does not bode well for the rest of us because that water's got to go somewhere.
Got to go somewhere. Over a period of...
We don't know. It's rather shocking how fast such transformations can take place. We just don't know. There's some things going on the planet in terms of the bulge around the equator appearing and disappearing. We've got magnetic influences that are changing, the salinity of the oceans, a lot of things, and also the current earthquakes. The swarms off of California, the swarms off of Oregon, and now the little mini swarm in the middle of the country. That is probably as a result, or could be, as a result of magma movement, which occurs as a result of the glaciers melting. Because what a lot of people don't understand is as that mass shifts, the planet kind of like exercises itself a little bit and shifts the rest of the tectonic plates to accommodate.
Well, they also don't understand... Right, they don't understand the pressure of water as it moves around on the magma underneath, on that thin crust which rides on the magma. So, yeah, this is a very volatile planet. Even if it were 1,000 years, that's nothing in geological time.
Right, but unfortunately, if you look at some of the historical evidence, we find that the way that scientists have a tendency to present it to us is to calm and control. And so, for instance, we know that there was a release of the Laurentian ice sheet. We know that it occurred, and we can look at that occurrence in terms of the historical evidence and ice cores and say, yeah, it occurred within this 100-year period of time. However, if you actually start investigating, you find that, 90% of that motion occurred within 10 years. And if you really look at those 10 years, 90% occurred within 1 year, and if you look at the 1 year, 90% occurred within 6 weeks, and so on.
Okay, I get it.
It does go down to a single event within a human realizable term.
Well, the Earth's magnetic...
we're living it now.
The Earth's magnetic pole is down to 10% of what it was 4,000 years. It's shifting. It's reversing, as it were. And so anything could happen. These are anything but boring times. That's for damn sure. All right, we got 2 minutes left. Anything you'd like to leave us with, George, this time around?
Think about how you're going to cope with the world where traditional paper assets may lose their social contract basis.
Talk to me about paper assets. Define them.
Paper assets is anything, a piece of paper that represents stored future value. And I don't care if it's a certificate saying you own gold in a vault someplace. I don't care if it's a share of stock or a statement from a 401 or cash money printed up that says Federal Reserve note on it.
Got it.
You have to ask yourself over the next 5-10 years, if we see the kinds of things that are popping up linguistically, what is your plan B to get along without paper?
All right, very good. Okay, final word, Clif, from you.
Plant a garden.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, I had to go to the trouble of doing a grow dome because of where I live. The dome being the most efficient way to cover the maximum amount of space with the minimum amount
of Bucky dome?
Correct. It was relatively simple to engineer with the tools that are on the Internet. Bashed it out myself, covered it up with some good plastic, and now I've got plants growing, and it's snowing, and it's going to snow maybe into June for all we know, with the jet stream shifted up, and our indications that there's going to be massive weather changes north of 40 latitude.
Where is 40?
And I'm at 47.
You're at 47. Where's 40?
Down Portland area.
Okay. Makes sense. You guys are great. I've really enjoyed this. I think our listeners have been just mesmerized by it, and I hope they visit your websites. I'm sure they will. Would you come back in another couple of months?
Certainly. Sure. No question.
Okay. Thank you, Clif, and thank you, George, very much.
Our pleasure.
Yep, anytime. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thanks also to all of you folks for spending your time with us. It's been a great ride. Fascinating material. Real material. Have a great weekend. Take good care.